That's that it? Yeah, okay, that's it. Right, thanks. It's miles better turnout than what it usually is. Student Consul Snoop, have you not been trained yet?
No, I haven't been trained yet.
No. Alright. Okay, anyways, so there is quite a lot to go through today, so we'll try and go through as quick as we can. So this is gonna be the final time I'm gonna speak to people about how they speak to each other. So you all need to treat each other with respect, no matter what rank you are. You all need to treat each other with respect. If you do have any sort of reports or anything that you think we should be aware of, you need to report it, because we can't do anything if you don't report it, which was, I'm sure most of you see, was one of the big issues that we had yesterday. They were fetching up a load of things that we'd never heard about, and there's nothing we can do about it unless we are told about it. So yeah, there's that. But that's going to be the final time. There is going to be a separate announcement for that as well, so that you're all aware. Discord changes, so now if everybody scrolls right up to the top of the Discord, there's a rules section that will be getting updated throughout the week to add in rules that everybody must follow. To be honest, in my opinion, it's all common sense, but obviously some people don't have. Yeah, I won't finish that sentence actually. Yeah, so in my opinion, it's common sense, but some people might not know. So just keep a lookout for them. But yeah, there's nothing else for the new changes you just need to be concerned about. It's more for the new student constables. But overall, great activity over the last couple of days. Keep that up. It's been amazing, the activity from everybody. Dispatcher, that is for Sergeant Plus. There's been quite a few requests for people lower down, below Sergeant to have it. I might consider it in the future, but at the minute I just want it to be Sergeant, just to see how it gets on. Right, so if you're at a scene and somebody tells you to do something, if you feel that that order isn't lawful, or you think it might do something that gets you in trouble, you do not have to follow that order. As long as you clip what's going on at that time, and you can refuse to do that, because you're all responsible for your own actions. It doesn't matter if it's an order or not. If you do it, that is your responsibility. So there's that. So I'm sure you all know the yes and no emojis. I'll stick them in that thread so you can all see them. Yeah, thanks. So them emojis, they're strictly restricted to Go command, because that's how you will know stuff have been approved or denied. We don't want yous adding like them to stuff and then people thinking, oh yes, it's been approved, and then them come back a couple of days later, oh this was approved, why hasn't it been put in? So that's them two emojis are strictly prohibited to strictly restricted to Go command. Nobody had to use the @ here and @ everybody unless you're senior staff. That is just because people that aren't actually in MPS, such as senior staff, they don't want to be @ed 24/7. That's the whole reason we've got that @MPS thing. But saying that, with the @MPS, if you want it @MPS, you need to ask permission first, because we don't want to be @ing people like daft clock at night, with silly things. So yeah, so that's also been put in the rules bit as well, that you aren't to use that. Clarkson, you want to say your bits and I'll go over the other
Yep.
bits.
So, for anyone that's new for student constables, or anyone that doesn't actually know how to handle certain amounts of situations or certain situations themselves, it's recommended that you would go off and go on YouTube and look up the Yorkshire Police. Just kind of get a grasp of what they would do in certain situations and how they would handle, let's say, a traffic stop and all that sort of stuff.
I don't think you take right direct from my example. Like,
Oh well.
Alright, okay. Alright.
But also, this is about panic buttons. Panic buttons are not to be pressed after you've been knocked unconscious or killed, because we've seen a few things about that, and it's not really realistic. I don't think you can be physically on the floor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Precisely.
So I've seen a few
What is the
clips.
panic button?
Sorry?
What is the panic button?
Insert. Who asked that?
Me, Smiley.
Have you not been trained yet?
Oh no, I did. I just no one told me that what the thingy button was.
Right, it's insert, but you can if you haven't got an insert key, it's /panic, and you can bind that to something. But I don't want to see any more clips of people like dying and then pressing F8 panic, because that'll be close as fail RP because you're down on the floor, you're unconscious. Joe's gonna go over that. Right, so we've had a lot of complaints about people below the rank of sergeant not having a pistol. This is the final time I'm gonna see you are not getting pistols. With a UK server, it's not realistic for every single officer to have a pistol. If you want to have a pistol, go to a US server, because I'm sick of people at this point. I'm sick of people requesting for the pistol, and I've turned around and said no multiple times. So we've put in place that anyone from here on out that asks for a pistol, you will have to wait till inspector to get it. So you'll be waiting a lot longer. Is Jess here? No.
Nope.
That's fine.
Yes.
Oh yeah, she is. Do you want to say your bits and I'll say the last couple bits?
Yeah, sure. Sorry. So NHS, they're the only ones who are allowed to declare bodies DOA. So no officers are allowed to just examine a body and say they're dead, because that's their job. And also, all officers need to have some form of clipping software. The best one that most people use is Medal. The reason why you need this is obviously because now that we have a lawyer system, people can request lawyers. There could be court trials and so on. So you need body cam footage to kind of just prove that whatever you did was justified, and obviously can be used in evidence and so on. So just make sure that you have that, and it needs to be 10 minutes long or so. You can trim it down to whatever you need to, though.
So to answer Clemens' question that he's just put in the thread, if there's no NHS online, depending on the circumstances, so let's say you're a student constable, you've knocked somebody unconscious with your baton, you can roleplay giving them sort of little treatments and then ask staff to revive them. I don't mind that, as long as you've roleplayed out giving them sufficient treatment. Not just like, oh, splashes water overhead. You can't just be doing that and then being like, oh, can you revive this guy? MPS Medic, can they do? So if you're MPS Medic and there's no NHS on, I don't have an issue with that, as long as you've done your training through the NHS, because I know we do MPS Medics, they do training through through NHS, I believe. But other than that, if there's no NHS online, then you don't declare DOA, you just I take them to the hospital and they can just leave them there. That's what I would expect you to do. That's that. So from now on, if it's not part of a planned RP, there's no officers to be pulling weapons on other officers, even if it is just as a joke, because some officers can take it serious and then end up shooting. There's been too many shootouts in PD. If you want to cock about like that, go to the air hangar or something, or military base, wherever you go, and make sure you're on trainer mode. But that is only if there's sufficient cops online. Obviously, if the city's dead, that as well. So last night's issues. So last night we had some issues where, I'm not going to name names or anything, but we had some issues where a couple of people decided to create a separate Discord, 2 separate Discords in fact, and decided to what's the right word?
Bully, harass. If I can come in on this from a community
go for it.
management perspective.
Go
Sorry,
for it.
Sanders.
Yeah, it's fine.
Look, obviously we're all here to have fun and to role play and everything like that. And sometimes things do go a bit far and get taken a bit seriously. I appreciate that. And it can be really frustrating when you have a disagreement with the way that some people are handling things. I understand that. Of course, we all do. Now, if that means that you are struggling to keep something in character and you need to speak to someone that you trust to take your complaint seriously, then find someone either in the police or in the staff team on the main Discord and have a chat with them, whether in character or out of character, and try and make your feelings known about the way that, you know, someone is making you feel, whether you feel like they constantly talk down to you, whether you feel like they're harassing you or anything like that. And this really works both ways, because I can't tell you how disappointed I was in every single person that I saw in that Discord when I joined it last night. Every single person, other than the ones that messaged me and explained what was going on. I was just so disappointed to find out that a group of people had made these Discord servers to harass and bully another human being. I just think it's fucking disgusting. And 2 people were permanently banned as a result. And if I find out that anything like that's carrying on in any way, shape, or form, in DMs or otherwise, then every single person involved will be gone and will never play on this server again. That's a statement of fact. It's not on, and it's illegal. Cyberbullying is illegal. So be aware of that, please. That's it.
So just so you're all aware, that's also been put in the rules, but I've defined it down to that even if it's just slightly, you're going to be kicked from PD, because I'm just not putting up with it. It's not fair on them. It's not fair on everybody else. That there's one person ruining it for everybody else. So even if it's just slightly bullying, toxicity, harassment, you're getting removed. Full stop. So that's that. Hopefully we don't see that again. So suggestions and issues, we'll go through them now, and then we'll go through we'll go down the list and make sure nobody's got questions that they haven't put in the thread. Try go through issues first, we'll find it. So the cars, some cars were took out, but I think they fixed the garage now, so that you can only take cars out that are still in the city. Let's reply to that. It's fine. Return weapons. Returning. Oh, yeah. I'll speak to somebody else about that later, actually. That's fine. Okay, I'll go down to suggestions. The issues are there for me. Right. So suggestions. Bring back interviews for MPS. Right. I do want to do that, because that will help cut down on like the immature people, but I can't do that on my own. I need people to start applying for interviewer. I'll try to find the application for it. I don't know where that's gone, so I might have to make a new one. So once we start getting that back on the go, I'll stick an announcement out, and I'll hopefully people will apply. If not, then we just can't do interviews because I don't have time. I've got too much stuff to do already. Delay section on the MDT. Everybody just can you just go upvote or downvote that, because in my opinion I don't think civilians will use it, to be honest. It might be alright if like us lot, if we're on our crewmates, we can register a car just for the RP, but it's I don't think in my opinion I don't think anybody's going to use it for like crim side stuff. So that's the third suggestion down, if you want to go upvote or downvote that one. Point system, I am looking into implementing that. It's just time. And a time, and I need to speak to staff about that as well. Add a dispatch sector for dispatches, that's been done. K9 unit, so the K9 unit, that's probably, it's from I remember the suggestion that was put in before we restarted it and made them all anonymous. So with the models that you supplied, I believe they were just for single player LSPDFR, so I don't think they work with 5M as well. That's the issue we were having with for dogs. We couldn't get the correct model for it to work with 5M. But yeah, it is. I think it was something that was being looked into, but I'm not sure now.
I'll have a look for you.
Spawn, cheers.
The last time I had a look, it wasn't. There's none that works with the way our servers run.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
framework
one
behind
thing
it.
Infinity. I think that's the biggest issue.
Yep.
Fair enough. Make it easy to get a tick sheet done. For example, tick system to request a ride along. I've done everything on the tick sheet. Yeah, I'm gonna stick my hand up to that. I have still got all the clips, and I forgot to go through them, to be honest. For that one. Arresting, detaining, searching, jailing people. Requested supervisor after a crash. I do not training. Didn't. Right. Tick sheets to make it easier. So for the ride along thing, all I can recommend is sticking in the MPS chat and being like and asking if anyone's available to come out with you. That's the only really. I don't want to. This Discord is way clogged up at the minute, anyways. So I don't really want to be adding any more channels. Like I'm gonna delete one now because I'm not gonna use it. Like there's so many channels in this Discord. I'd rather cut down on channels instead of adding more, to be honest. So yeah, just stick it in MPS chat if you wanna ride along. If you're a student constable. Make point system real. Oh, that's just the same one from before, I think. I think I should duplicate. Yeah, it's just duplicate. So yeah. I'll speak to some people about the DVLA thing. I'm not promising anything about that. So we'll go down the list. That's all suggestions done with for this week. I'll have a quick look at the thread and then we'll go down the list. We'll tick sheet. I haven't got promotion. So promotions happen every Friday. If you completed your tick sheet on a Friday, you won't get promotion that day. You'll have to wait for a week. Like if you've completed your tick sheet after the promotions, you won't get it done. You won't get promotion. Sorry. Yep. Yeah. Alright, it's fine. So we'll go down the list, see if anyone's got anything to add, say, suggest, recommend, whatever. Boffer.
Alright.
Harry. Not here. Clemens.
No.
Scott. Not here. Stu.
I don't have any questions, but with the student constable thing, with the constable that have rammed that a civilian off the garage, if you could please own up to it and just message me or Sanders.
If you want to
that'd be
stick that
helpful.
clip in there now, they can have a look at it and see
Yeah.
what it is. So there was a clip that was submitted to us of a student constable. I'm sure majority of you will be aware of the parking structure just before the freeway going towards the Halifax Bank along the
Great Ocean Highway.
Yeah, Great Ocean Highway. That's it. Where the glass breaks, there's a student constable being clipped, ramming that car off the edge. So somebody needs to own up to that, because if we have to actually go through and find out who done it, it won't be. I won't be happy because I'll have to sit and go through logs and shit. But yeah, so Stu, anything else, Stu? Just that?
No, that's it, thanks.
Right, Berg.
No, nothing.
Cross.
Just two things. The first one, if you're going to be opening doors, please make sure to lock them after you're done. I've literally just gone into the underground car park because it's been left unlocked. The second one is, if you're going to be taking vehicles into the back of PD, please, when you're done with the State 9s, get the vehicles out of there, because I've been noticing that a lot of cars have been clogging it up, and when someone's doing a State 9, we've got nowhere to park the vehicles. That's all.
Alright, that's a good point actually. So, if you're going off duty, you need to take your cars back to Mission Road first. You can't be leaving your cars lying around. If we find out who it is, then there will be punishments, because it's fucking shite. Just stop being lazy, go take your car back. It's gonna take you 2 minutes. Hunter.
No, mate, I'm fine.
Young.
No.
Note.
Oh, nothing.
Almond.
One thing.
Yep.
I've noticed when driving around on my cop head and my other heads, I've noticed people just completely ignoring traffic laws. We pull people over for running red lights and speeding, and we have to think about it the way that we would with a criminal. If you're going to break traffic laws and all that in front of people, expect to be punished, because I've had people just plow through Legion going plus 100 without lights or sirens. If I see someone doing it again, you're going to be punished, right? So just control your driving.
Alright, cheers. Grit.
No.
Green. No, here. Healy.
Nope.
Walsh.
Nah, I'm fine, mate.
Jenky.
Nothing really in regards to the MPS side, but I mainly play NHS.
Yep.
So I'm a big advocate for getting NHS involved and stuff like that, and I appreciate officers, trying to help out doing first aid and stuff like that. But it is our jobs. If you could just sort of hold off and until we get there and then let us do it. By all means, like continue with CPR and stuff like that. But it's a bit annoying when we get to the scene and then you sort of go through and be like, alright, his pulse is fine, airways are fine, blood's fine, and we're literally just there to play revive. It's yeah. But other than that, all fine.
Yep, no worries. So yeah, so if NHS are online, don't be doing any sort of medical treatment. Leave it to NHS, alright? Where did I get to? Where did I get to? Oh, Jenky was.
It's me.
Yeah, Vasquez. Anything?
Two things. First one is comms. If we can remember, I say this every meeting. Radios are only to be used for express commands, interrogatives, which is questions, and state codes. So let's remember that, you know, coming in to say things like, who's the person down in the cells and stuff like that. Like, let's get that off radio. Let's have a look around the PD and try and work that out without coming on the radio. Keep that for really, really, you know, emergency situations, because that radio is our most important tool for keeping ourselves and each other safe. So it's really, really important that we stay amongst that. And the only other one I've got kind of is a bit PD and a bit not PD, but it's very much, it's about those of us that have crim heads. Your criminal heads are not aware of who is and is not able to pit you when you're driving around. Secondly, they're not aware of police state codes or any of these things, right? So if you're driving around on your crim head, or if I'm cutting around on my police head and I arrest you on your crim heads, and I start hearing you say things like, "Oh, you're not allowed to pit me. Are you authorized to ram me?" and all that kind of stuff, then we'll start looking at metagaming bans, because all people are trying to do there is they're trying to find a way to get out of the role play by skipping it. So we won't stand for it. Make sure we're trying to think about what our character would know and not what we know. And that's it from me.
Sorry, just another thing about crimids is, give me a sec, let me just, yesterday, yeah, I'll just make it sure it was yesterday. Yesterday, there was no cops online, but there was cops on the crimids. If there's no cops online and you're on your crimid, you need to be switching back over to cop, because we need cops online as often as possible. We need, because cops are the main source of roleplay in the server. Use what allow criminals to actually do criminal activities, such as bank robberies, jury heists, and stuff like that. So yeah, just be considerate and jump back over to your cop bed instead of making other people come on when they can't, when they're not supposed to, when they're trying to do other stuff in real life. All right. Smith, anything?
No, I'm fine.
No. John P.
Nah, it's all good.
Hart. Prince.
No.
Man.
Mac, no.
No, man. Student PC man. Forgotten. No. Other Hart. Devil's Gaming.
No.
Stark.
No.
Tony Jr.
No.
Hammond. Jeff.
Nope.
And Steve.
Did you say my name before?
Yeah, I said your name. You got something?
Yeah. What did you say?
Have you got anything to
Oh, no.
ask or anything? No. Steve, Viper. No.
Nope.
No. Joe.
Nope.
No. Alright. Are you doing that thing, Joe, or are you leaving till another day?
We're there at 8 o'clock if you want, but I don't know if everybody can go.
Standards.
Yeah.
How do you get trained for tasers? Like, is it like when you get like
It's Constable Plus. So as soon as you get up a rank, you'll be able to get a taser.
So how do you get up around? You just have to like show like when you were.
Sorry. Yeah, to quickly mute.
How do you like get up levels like in the police force?
Yeah,
like just have to show that you work.
During constables, you need to make sure your tick sheets are complete by the end of the week. Sorry.
Yeah.
Make sure your tick sheets are completed by the end of the week. Make sure you've met the requirement hours, and try and get a few accommodations because we do look at them as well. All right. So Joe is very kindly gonna at 8 o'clock. Hope as long as some people can get on. In fact, if you can get on, 8.
I can do it
Anything for
tomorrow
you,
if
Joe?
need be.
No,
I
today.
can do it
I want to
tomorrow.
help.
So in that fuck me. Right, at 8 o'clock, Joe's gonna do some radio training, like radio communication training. In that thread, oh sorry, shit, now I haven't put it in the thread. I've put it in the FLP announcements. So if everybody goes to FLP announcements, react to that with a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you can make it, just so he knows how many are going to be there. So that's going to be at 8 o'clock. Mission Row PD for everybody. So the student constables are here. If that was any use in that clip, you need to own up. If you don't want to message. If you don't want to message anyone that's dealing with the situation, feel free to message me.
What was the clip?
It was a video of a. It's in the FLP announcements. If you go there, press on that middle clip, you'll be able to see it. But yeah, other than that, I think we're all done here. Thanks. This didn't take as long as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to take way longer, almost half an hour. But yeah, thanks for everybody attending. Just if you are attending that training, please react to the thing in the FLP training, FLP announcements. Other than that, everyone's free to go. Thanks. Yeah. Cheers, guys.
Landers.
Yes.
Just another thing to add as a suggestion. You know, like you see people's names on the map with the blue circle.
Yeah.
Can we get our badge numbers added to that so that in circumstances
No.
like you said earlier, when someone says over the
No,
radio,
it's a database thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
it just goes
If
off.
bad numbers change, they wouldn't be able to do that through database
Saunders.
effectively.
Yep.
Did you say they have to be a certain rank for the interview type of thing?
For interviewer, as long as you, let's say, sergeant and up, because sergeant's
Alright.
a supervisor role, so as long as you're a
Yeah, that
supervisor,
works.
that's up.
Alright.
But yeah, other than that, cheers. Buffer, Sage. But, Sage again. Okay.
Share your screen.
It's fine. What's this? I need to find the interview application. Comments if you're still there. Stuff announcement.
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah, in that now.